All right, let's talk about the MATULSA socket fan. Really quick, I did want to mention the brand did send this out to me. I have tried a bunch of different socket fans. This is the latest one, so let's go ahead and get this unboxed. Already, the packaging is really nice. It is this sturdy cardboard material, and it does come packaged with this nice foam to protect the actual socket. The blades are in this nice plastic material. It comes with the installing materials like a screw. Of course, we have the remote, and it actually comes with this nice little remote holder that you can attach to the wall. I think that's so cool. None of the fans I have tried before had this. They had the remote, but not the remote holder. So that's really cool because I'm always losing the remote for my socket fan, and I love organization like this because it'll keep the remote where it's supposed to be. And then it comes with little two-sided tape so that you can just tape this on your wall if you don't want to screw in. Say if you're renting like me and you don't want to screw into the wall, you can just tape it onto the wall. And of course, we do have the instruction manual. This one does come with an extender, just like all the other ones. But I think this one is a little bit longer than the other ones I've tried. You'll see for my fan, I don't need an extender, but if you did need one, this one seems to be longer than the other ones. And then the actual fan is protected really well. It has this foam that the actual light bulb is in, so that it stays super protected. So I think the packaging is done really well. But this is what it looks like. This one actually has 5 fan blades, which is more than most of the ones I've seen. I find it interesting that the light bulb part is flat. All the other ones I've had have been round. So we'll see if that actually helps to make the light brighter or if it's just about the same. And then it did come packaged with this little plastic protector right here on this so that it protects the area that will go into the socket. And this is an E26 base that is compatible with pretty much any standard socket, so I'm not worried that it's not going to fit. I'll show you that in a second. I did want to point out that they do have a lot of air intake holes on the top, so that's super nice. I feel like that's going to help with the airflow of the fan. I was reading, and it did say that this is made from ABS plastic, which is a quality material. And it does feel quality too. I like that this isn't glass because I'm not gonna break it as easily, and I know it's a sturdy material. It also just feels really smooth and really nice, and I like the design of it. It looks very modern. I think that the light fixture is bigger, which I appreciate, because I feel like it looks more substantial. And it is a pretty big fan too for a socket fan. It's a 16.5 inch one. Let's go ahead and put these fan blades on. So if you look at the fan blades, they kind of curve. So you're going to want to put the side with the holes matching up with these little notches right here. So it's gonna curve down just like that. And it should just slide right on. That was pretty easy. And I like that the notches are on there, because it feels really firm and the fan blades are more sturdy than ones I've tried in the past. If you look at that, it's really sturdy. And I can pull on this and it's not going anywhere. So let's put the other ones on. And there you have it. I am so excited to try this out. It is bigger than the other ones I have had, so I feel like we're gonna get more air, more light. Let's go install it. All right, so here we are. This is my old socket fan. We are going to be replacing this with that new fan. But first, you want to make sure that the light switch is off so that you stay safe. So now we're going to unscrew the old one. This is what I was saying. This one's very round and this one's flat. I'm not sure if it's gonna make a difference at all, but we're gonna be trying this one out. And then like I said before, this is the extender. So if you had one that went deep into the ceiling that you needed an extender for, that's what this would be for. But mine is just right here, so I don't need the extender, but it's really nice that they put that in there. So now you're just gonna screw it in to the socket. It's just so easy to do this. And then you want to make sure that it's nice and tight in there so there's the least amount of wobble as possible. And literally that's it. I do like that this one doesn't take up as much room. Like the other one came down farther, I think. This one's very flat and it takes up less space this way. So to pair this, we are going to be holding down that setup button for a long time within 5 seconds of turning the light on. So let's go do that. When you turn it on for the first time, it'll beep once, and then you immediately hold down that setup button, and then you'll hear a double beep, and then it is set up. So I went ahead and turned the light in the fan on just so we can test out all the buttons. So we're gonna be starting with the all on off button. So if you hit that, it'll turn everything off, fan and light. But if you want to just turn off the fan, you hit this fan on off button and it'll turn off the fan, and then you can turn it back on by just hitting that same button. Or if you want to keep the fan on but turn the light off, you just hit this button, that light bulb on off button, and it'll turn off the light and leave the fan going. So I'm gonna change the angle just so you can see the fan blades better. So there are 5 different speeds for the fan. So we're gonna hit the 1 and it'll go down to a very slow, just light breeze. And then 2 is a little bit faster. 3 is just like a medium. You just need a little bit of a breeze. And then 4 and even 5 are pretty strong. I'm getting a very nice breeze down here. So if we were working out or working on the car in here, this would be what I would set it to, because this is really nice. This is a good breeze. And it's also really quiet. My last fan was a lot louder than this, and my socket up here is a little bit wobbly, but this one doesn't wobble at all. It's staying completely straight. My other one, it still wobbled, and I'm not sure if the shape of the light has something to do with that, but I appreciate that it's not wobbling in the socket. Another thing that this one has that other ones do not is you can actually change the direction that the fan spins. So this button right here just changes the direction. So you can go from clockwise to counterclockwise. It'll turn the other way around and start going again, just like that. All right, now that we're done with the fan, we are going to be moving on to the light. So it is dimmable. So these little sun icons right here, you can either go plus and go brighter or go dimmer, and it'll dim pretty low. So you can just have a nightlight kind of feel, or you can go really bright if you're working in your garage or if you need a bright closet. This light can go really dim or really bright. And it does have different temperatures as well. So for me, when I'm recording, I usually like a little bit of a warm light. So this light is really nice for that. If you can tell, it did change colors. These lights back here are very white. This one's a little bit warmer. And that was just that 300 right here. So then if I change it to the 400, then it gets less warm. This is more of a neutral color. So it's not so cold and it's not so warm. But then we have a very cool toned light. And that was just that 600 right here. So we have warm, medium, and cool, just right there. And then if that wasn't enough, you have a timer as well. So you can just set it to go off in 2 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours. That's really helpful for being energy efficient, but also just our lives are crazy. So setting a schedule like that is really helpful. So now that that's installed, let's go ahead and install the remote holder. So like I said, I rent, so I don't want to be putting a ton of holes in my walls. So it's really nice that they give you this little 3M tape. I think it'll be really nice having it right next to the light switch so that you can just grab it on your way out the door. This is our garage door. We use this the most. So having it right here will be super helpful. And that piece just goes in this nice, neat little cutout right here that they give you. So that'll just slide right in. And then we're just gonna press this on the wall. And then usually these things say to hold it on there for like 30, 60 seconds. And there you go, it's installed. And then it just slips in just like that. That is so satisfying, and you can just grab it on your way out the door, or you can leave it in the case. So you don't even have to take it out of the wall mount. So you can just leave it in the wall mount, and it's like a control center right here. I know it's super small, but I think that was really nice that they put that in there. And so far, this is the only fan that has given me a wall mount for the remote. But yeah, that's it. It was super easy to install, really nice quality, and I absolutely love that it came with this wall mount.